After our wonderful week at Green Island on the east side of Antigua, we moved back around to Jolly Harbour for some more main island exploring.
Back to civilization in Jolly Harbour. We're just back in Jolly Harbour now, killing time. I was messing around on the computer editing a video, and I look over and Lindy's made some sort of Greek feast for lunch. Like, I gotta get this on video. Wow. Awesome. Looks yummy.
Everybody does their plating on the stairs, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's normal.
Perfect.
Looking for a flat spot.
What's this over here?
That's falafel.
Oh, wow.
The leftovers from last night.
It was good. I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what it looks like outside here in Jolly today. It's beautiful. It's really clear out. You really see Montserrat well. Some other island right over here. And then this is a new island over there. That may be St. Kitts over there. I don't know. But it's a beautiful day in Antigua.
We had a few more weeks left before our haul out for hurricane season and were wanting to explore further inland in Antigua. We found out that some of our cruiser friends we had met in Grenada, Rob and Michelle, were on a land vacation here and had rented a car, so we made some plans to ride around with them for a few days. One Antigua event that we hadn't attended yet is the barbecue on Sunday at Shirley Heights. The structures at Shirley Heights are actually part of the historic area associated with Nelson's Dockyard that you saw a couple of episodes ago. Overlooking the mouth to English Harbor, it served as a lookout and gun battery from a hill high above the dockyard. Today, like Nelson's, they have restored many of the historic structures built in the 1700s. And each Sunday, it hosts a big barbecue party. barbecue was super yummy, the views were amazing, and we had a wonderful sunset. Afterward, the party continued into the night with a live band.
We're still hanging out in Jolly Harbour. We've got a few more days before we need to move around in the North Sound and start preparing for our haul out. But we had noticed that there'd been some cricket games throughout the Caribbean and even some in the US. We didn't think too much about it. We saw it was like a national team sort of thing. And then we saw that there had been some games in Antigua. So we looked it up, and it's actually this really big tournament called the T20 World Cup. And the US actually made it out of the first round, which is kind of crazy. And we don't know too much about cricket. We started looking it up, and it turns out the US is playing South Africa here in Antigua. So we're like, hey, let's get tickets and go to that. So we are gonna go with our friends Rob and Michelle again, who've got the rental car, and head over to watch the US cricket game. I've got my red, white, and blue clothes on, the best I could find. Let's see, Lindy.
I've got red. I've
Red.
got blue earrings.
There you go.
And my shoes are red and blue.
All right. Let's go watch some cricket.
The T20 World Cup is held every 2 years, with host countries selected similar to World Cup or Olympics. This edition was a co-hosting between the United States and the islands of the Caribbean, with Antigua chosen for a few of the matches. Cricket is a centuries-old game, but the T20 set of rules variety is a more recent addition this century that fits the match into a normal sports time slot of 3 to 4 hours. We saw lots of USA supporters, and there was excitement in the air at the stadium.
That's the South African flag. That looks like the Stars and Stripes right there. USA, 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 USA. Woo! South African national anthem.
So for my American friends that may not understand cricket, I'll try to break it down for you in terms as it would relate to baseball. The whole game is basically the equivalent of one long inning in baseball. The fielding team's pitchers get 120 pitches to go through the batting order just one time, while the batting team scores as many runs as they can. Then the teams switch places with the new batting team knowing how many runs they need to score to either win, tie, or lose the game. Hitting the ball in the air out of the boundary would be the equivalent of our home run and gets you 6 points. A ball that bounces in the field of play and then goes across the boundary gets you 4 points. A good grounder into a gap that is caught by a fielder in the field of play will often result in 1 run. There are no strikes and balls, but the pitcher must throw a hittable pitch or the other team gets a run and it's a do-over. And remember, each team is limited to 120 looks at pitches, so any pitch that doesn't result in points for the hitting team is considered a win for the fielding team. Of course, there's a lot more to it, like when you have to switch pitchers or when the next batter is up, and the different way batters can get an out, but that's the long and short of gameplay and scoring.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we're in the field first, and South Africa's batting. There goes our bowler. South Africa just hit a home run, or whatever the equivalent of that is. They get 6 points for that. They've got 64 points so far. So we're halfway through the South Africans' overs, and they've scored 101 runs, or points, or whatever you call it. All right, this is the last over before we switch and the U.S. comes up to bat. They've got 179 points. All right, here we go. Last 6 balls. Gotten to 190. And this is the last ball for the U.S. before the South Africans start bowling, and we get to come up to bat and see if we can match their score or beat it. There he comes. A tricky shot there for their last one. They got 4 for that. 194. The U.S. will come up to bat after a little break, and we've got to score 194 or more. All right. Started out with a 4. There we go. We just hit a boundary for a home run. That's 6 points. All right, we're a quarter of the way through our inning, and we got 51. There's 194 total, so we're on track. Not too tall of an order, I don't guess. Well, we've still got a lot of pep, even though we're starting to fall behind. We've only got 71 points now. Quite a few more overs. Yeah, and it's halfway through now. We've got 73. And we need to get to 194, was it, Lindy? 194. So we did not keep pace. Points for the bouncing out. Really good at that. 53 points on 33 balls. But we're still not on track to win. But we're a lot closer than we were a minute ago. 30 more pitches to go. We've got to get 73 runs on it. Pitches, and we need 50 runs to win. Oh, we almost got one. The USA guy just hit 2 boundaries in a row, 12 points. 167 now. We got to get to 194. Look at that. off of 6 pitches. A home run is 6 points. So pretty soon we'll be down to just 4 pitches, and we'd have to get a home run every time. Singles are not going to get it done, guys. We got 1 point there. So 5 more pitches. We got to get 25 points. All right, we got another single, so this is it. 4 pitches left. We need 24 runs. We'd have to get a home run on every one of them. Come on. Right here. So I guess that means the game's over, but the last 3 pitches, I'm sure they do it. But yeah, 194 to 176 is the score. I mean, I think it's respectable. I don't know too much about cricket, but yeah. South Africa is ranked number 5. I saw U.S. is ranked 17. So good game. There we go. That's it. Woo! Good game. Good game, guys.
We had a lot of fun cheering for the USA and learning about cricket. Hopefully you did too. We took one last excursion with Rob and Michelle to check out the capital city, St. John.
This is downtown St. John, the capital. Checking out some fruit stands and whatnot. Reminds me a lot of Grenada's bus station. Fish market. Here's St. John Harbor, right here on the dock. Rhapsody of the Sea. Neat.
We hope you enjoyed touring around Antigua with us. Stay Stay tuned for our next episode where we move around to the North Sound for one last bit of cruising before our haul out.
Wait, did I say that all the games were in the Caribbean?
No, you said
Okay.
the U.S.
Okay. There's a cruise ship right here in the. Here's a cruise ship.